Hi, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Megat Zulisham bin Megat Muzaffar Shah.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad Zahid Izzuddin bin Muhammad Ishaq.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Nur Amalina binti Ali.
Hi, my name is Nur Amirah Hanani binti Abu Munir.
Our topic for today is differences between transformational leadership and charismatic leadership. Now, let's take a look at the definition of leadership.
Wanda define leadership as a process of influence between leader and the followers. Leadership is the art of motivating a group of people to act towards goal achievement. It illustrates on how a leader can inspire the others within the organization. There are two types of leadership, which are the charismatic leadership and also the transformational leadership. Leadership define leadership as a special quality of leaders who possess powers and extraordinary determination that differentiate them from others. This involves the force of personality and the concept of heroism. It is applied the concept of heroism because the leader has to stronger leadership make people choose to follow him or her. Transformational leadership is a process where leader and their followers raise one another to higher levels of morality and motivation. Transformational leaders are well known for leading groups and teams that perform excellently. Transformational leaders.
Now we move along to the origin of charismatic leader. Most of them are being born and not made, and they has all necessary quality which makes him a perfect leader. And it has a phenomenal and a natural charm that can attract people. They are such as envisioning, energizing, and enabling. And the perfect example that I can give for this charismatic leader is Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The transformational leader, they are known as adaptive leader. They are being trained to become a leader. Or in other words, we can say that they learn and they adapt to the leadership values. Maybe they have a role model, an idol that inspires them to become of a good leader. And as you can see, to the key elements of such a leader. Alright, now we move on to focus. If you look at the charismatic leader here, they focus on the personal mission or mandate. They does not want to make any changes in the organization, and we can say that this kind of charismatic leader might want to continue the original purpose of the legacy itself. And all followers are expected to follow the leader mission and vision. And I can say that the best example of charismatic leader in Malaysia is Tun Dr. Mahathir Mohamad, who is widely known as the 4th and 7th Prime Minister in Malaysia. His charismatic leadership in politics, in such power, control, stability and defense is indeed undeniable. A bit contrast to transformational leader, they focus on transforming the organization and the followers. Apart from that, they help and assist his or her follower and the organization as a whole. Transformational leader also enhance the motivation of his or her follower within the organization or even in wider scale like the nation. Transformational leadership is about the leader connecting with people to inspire positive changes in transforming the organization and changing its culture. To highlight here is that transformational leaders are quite hard to find. Perhaps you have in mind the kind of transformational leader in your opinion. Well, let's start from ourselves. I'd like to
this slide, we will be discussing about the benefit sharing of charismatic and transformational leadership. Benefit sharing is the action of giving a portion of advantages or profits derived from the use of human genetic resources to the resource providers. As for charismatic leadership, there are no benefit sharing, as it is more to personal benefits and image building. The followers tend to listen to the leader idea as it is aligned with their needs. Leader will use their charismatic as a tool to make things better. For example, politicians use their personal image to deliver and gain support for their mission and vision. As we can see on previous slide, Martin Luther King Jr. used his image to influence his followers in ending the legal segregation of African Americans in the United States. His ability in gaining support is the best reflection of charismatic leadership. Transformational leadership, on the other hand, are contradict with charismatic leadership, where there is a benefit sharing between leader, follower, and organization. The leader tends to work for the betterment of himself and surrounding, and also the leader are open to others' opinions and thoughts. They lead to sense of transparency between leader and follower. For example, the followers has the chance to voice out their opinion and thought as well as allowed to make, as compared to charismatic leadership where the followers are more likely to follow the leader's way. Moving on to our next discussion on the succession of charismatic leader and transformational leader. Succession can be referred as the order in which or the conditions under which one person after another succeeds to a title. Charismatic leaders are hard to find a replacement. This is because as charismatic leaders need to have extraordinary skills like in the ability to think outside the box and aren't afraid to push the limits. While others may see this kind of push as risky, these leaders are the ones leading the way and driving innovation. For example, Martin Luther King Jr. is a minister and social activist who led the civil rights movement in the United States. His leadership was fundamental to that movement's success in ending the legal segregation of African Americans in the US. Next, charismatic leader successor must have extraordinary leadership abilities. As cited by Conger, 1987, there are 5 traits charismatic leadership. The first one, casts a vision that is radically different from the status quo. Second, employs unconventional methods and strategies to achieve the vision. Third, takes a personal risk and makes sacrifices. Fourth, projects confidence. And lastly, uses a persuasive appeal to followers. Move on to transformational leadership. The first one, leaders will be replaced by the next in line commandment officer in the organization if they are trained well, and transformational leaders take time to master, but the results are often well worth the effort. Preparing the next good leader is as important as supporting the current leader of the public sector, as well as important factor to move and drive organization forward. Thus, to groom and potential future leader, the organizations not only need the succession planning program, but also to have an emphasis on the commitment of.
To have a better understanding regarding transformational leadership, let's take a look at Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs was born in 1955, co-founder of Apple Computer 1977, interested in engineering. As been discussed earlier, there are 4 dimensions of transformational leadership. Let's take a look at each of the dimensions by applying Steve Jobs as a case study. The dimension is idealized influence. It refers to the ability to act as strong role model. Steve Jobs is respected by so many people worldwide as he has built the foundation for many successful businesses including Apple. The second dimension is inspirational motivation. During his commencement speech at Stanford, Steve Jobs spoke about following his passion and always being curious. He also always motivates people by sharing his past experience. The third dimension is intellectual stimulation. In the book entitled The Innovation Secrets of Steve Jobs, discuss 7 principles of Steve Jobs philosophy. They are: do what you love, say no to 1,000 things. This demonstrates how Steve Jobs was open to innovation because of these principles. The fourth dimension is individualized consideration. Jobs didn't always agree with his employees, although it may seem harsh. It was his leadership style in order to push his employees to achieve what would be a part of his vision. Jobs did not coach but rather push his employees to perfection. We can see that his passion for perfection, simplicity, and sophistication drove the company, and he made sure that it got engraved into every employee who worked at Apple. He also constantly challenged his employees to think beyond what has already been done and made them create products that the world did not even know it needed. We also can see that Jobs truly shows that he is a transformational leader. This is because he focuses on transforming others to help each other, to look out for each other, to be encouraging and harmonious, and to look out for the organization. For the charismatic leadership, we'll be looking at Jack Welch. He is the most American recognized and controversial chief executive. Welch had a sporting background and he used the lessons he learned as an athlete during his time in business. After graduating from college, Welch found himself working as a chemical engineer at General Electric in 1960. In the year of 1981, he became the company's youngest CEO. His approach to his position as a CEO was about creating personal and meaningful relationships. He met with the employees and the customers, talking with them to create a positive atmosphere. Nonetheless, his charismatic leadership style didn't mean he was avoiding working towards the vision. That's why he didn't hesitate to cut costs, even if he needed to lay off employees, because his ultimate vision was about creating a valuable and respectable business. He needed to create an organization that can beat its enemy, and in order to do this, he needed to terminate people. While this meant certain people had to go, it also improved the company's communication, its development, and ultimately its bottom line. As you can see, the leadership style of Welch is more to the lead more and manage less. Also, we can see
John C. Maxwell is one of today's top leadership thinkers. Here is what he thinks about the leadership. Being a great leader is all about having willingness and a true commitment to lead others to achieve a common vision and goals through positive influence. There is several quotes that John C. Maxwell have been introduced in about the leadership.